What's going on, guys? So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about what's going on here in New York. So we just got word from Uber. Our legislators here in New York are trying to eliminate surge pricing. Supposedly there was an incident somewhere in Brooklyn. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong here. I just got a little bit of this, stating that currently there was an issue with Ubers, which ended up becoming a shootout, I guess, because they got certain people on the subways. They had to take the subways instead of getting an Uber because they couldn't find one because the surges were too high. So what do they decide to do? Our attorney general here in New York, she decides that it's a good idea to eliminate surge pricing so that passengers can find a affordable ride easier. Is she that dumb that she does not realize the only thing that's going to do is make people not want to drive for Uber and Lyft? I think it's both platforms that this is going to affect. Surge pricing is literally one of the main reasons drivers drive. They get a surge, they get to make some extra money because the rides that they typically get are not paying that well. Surges are also a reason, as you all are aware, is that supply and demand, simple supply and demand. You need a driver. There's not enough drivers. You're going to raise the price so you can get a driver to do the ride. So what does eliminating the surge pricing going to do? The only thing that accomplishes is drivers deciding, I'm not going to turn my key today. Okay. Now, New York City drivers, they might be able to weather this storm if it actually goes through. I don't know if it will or won't. But they're probably going to be the only ones that might be able to weather it because they make a good enough money with their hourly rate. But the rest of New York, nobody's going to drive in upstate or the suburbs. What's the point? You're going to eliminate the surge pricing and think people are going to be like, okay, no problem. I'll still drive for Uber for 70 cents a mile. How dumb do you think you are? Like, the government, first off, should have no role involved in the ride share as far as taking away from us. We already get little enough as it is, and now you think it's a good idea to take even more from us? Uber does a good job of that on its own. So now we have our own legislators here in New York doing the job for Uber. But Uber knows, one thing Uber does know is that that's going to lose. A lot of drivers are going to say, I'm not doing this. No, why am I going to turn my key? I'm losing money now driving for Uber. Like, these people, they live in these bubbles. They have no idea what the hell they're doing. Like, they have zero clue of how the average person works, okay? Especially in rideshare, people have their thoughts on it, but these people have no idea what goes on out here. I'd love to hear what you guys have to think about this. I mean, obviously, this is only affecting New York drivers, but if this is the case, they take surging out. I'm done with New York. I'm not driving in New York. I'll just move my location back to Jersey because I'm not driving where there's no surge pricing. It's one of the benefits of driving in New York. Driving Uber in general, you get some nice little bonuses. That's what it is. It's a bonus for being on the road when other drivers aren't, So they really think that they're going to, okay. So they think they're still going to have the driver supply. So all they're going to do is eliminate the driver supply. They're still going to end up with the same problem. Like, these people, like who thought that this was a great idea? I mean, I would love to know. Man, they are some jokes, man. They are some jokes in politics, I'll tell you that much. Anyway, you guys, please let me know what you think about all this, because me personally, I think it's an absolute joke, and one of the stupidest things I've heard in a while. But you guys be the ones who decide. New York Uber drivers, you got to make your voice heard. You got to let them know, like, listen, you do this, we're out. We're not working for peanuts out here. This isn't a charity. Like, that's not what we do this for. Nobody gets into business or goes to work as an employee to not get paid properly. So please leave your comments. Let me know what you think. hope you guys are having a good day. Currently just started out and started out with a decent ride, hour ride, paid about $45, passenger and tip, but that's all right. But again, please let me know what you think. Legislation like this should even be allowed. I mean, they're literally messing with the free market. I mean, what a joke. What an absolute joke. And like, it's never to our benefit. It's always against us. I mean, at least the way I see it. I mean, the majority of rideshare drivers, usually it's always against us. It's either Uber against us, and now our own politicians are against us. Funny stuff. But you guys have a great day. All right, we'll talk soon. Take care.